Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and see you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. The run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what strives
7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off for the New York Mets, the second baseman, Jose Iglesias. 4 home runs, 25 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .337. Batting second, playing left, Brandon Nimmo. 22 home runs, 87 RBI, a .228 clip, 14 stolen bases. Starling Marte, batting third and in right field, 7 home runs, a .270 average, 40 RBI, 16 stolen bases. Pete Alonso, batting cleanup and playing first. 34 home runs, 88 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .244. Jesse Winker, the designated hitter, batting fifth, 14 home runs, 58 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .257. Vientos is at third and batting sixth. 25 home runs, 67 RBIs, a .268 clip. Tyrone Taylor is in center field and batting seventh. 7 homers, 35 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .253. Batting eighth behind home plate, Francisco Alvarez. A .236 average with 11 home runs, 44 RBI, 1 stolen base. And Luis Angel Acuna is batting ninth and playing short. 3 home runs, 6 RBI, batting .379. On the mound for the New York Metropolitans, it's Luis Severino. He's 11-6 with the .379 ERA, a 1.22 whip, 178 innings pitched, 159 hits allowed, 156 strikeouts, 59 walks, 22 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Spencer Schwellenbach. 7-7 with the .361 ERA, a 1.1 whip, 109 innings pitched, 118 strikeouts versus 99 hits, 22 walks, and 13 home runs given up. Backing up Spencer Schwellenbach in the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. Money Mike has 15 home runs, 46 RBI, a .261 clip, and 9 stolen bases. Ozzie Albies batting second, playing second. 9 home runs, 47 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .253. Marcell Ozuna batting third, the designated hitter, has 38 home runs, 101 RBI, a .309 average. Matt Olson batting cleanup and playing first. 29 home runs, 98 RBI, .246 average. Jorge Soler is batting fifth and playing right. 21 home runs, 64 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .239. Ramon Laureano is in left field, 10 home runs, 30 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .260. Batting seventh behind home plate, it's Travis d'Arnaud. The TDA retirement plan has 14 home runs, 47 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .239. Gio Urshela is batting eighth and playing third. 8 home runs, 50 RBI, a .251 clip. Orlando Arce is batting ninth and playing short. 17 home runs, 46 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .217. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Mike Estabrook. First base umpire, Eric Backus. Your second base umpire will be Will Little, and down the third base line, it's Laz Diaz. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, are expected to be 87 degrees at first pitch. The wind blowing in from right center field into left at 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are 85-71, 14 over 500. The New York Mets are 87-69, 2 games in front of the Atlanta Braves in the wild card race. Atlanta is minus 145 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Mets. Game 1 of a possible 3-game set. Spencer Schwellenbach is on the mound tonight. So we got that swell emoji kicking in the chat for you country club members. All hands on deck for the next couple of games. We may get a rain out on Thursday night, which means if this game is needed, it would most likely be pushed to Monday, which could possibly set up Chris Sale pitching Game 2 and Game 3 of this series. Think about that. Hurricane Helene is expected to make its way through Atlanta area sometime on Thursday. We'll hold off on those projections. Should know a lot more by tomorrow night's first pitch. Our pick to click tonight, we're going to go with Matt Olson. He's 4 for 10 lifetime against Luis Severino. He has not gone yard just yet. The only Atlanta Brave in the lineup that has gone yard on Luis Severino in his career, Marcell Ozuna, is 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBI. Other numbers of note, Ramon Laureano 2 for 5 lifetime, Travis d'Arnaud 2 for 6. We'll take the Atlanta Braves to win a close one, 5-2. True pitchers duel here in Game 1. Mets, Braves. It's time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Braves Country. Get your game face on. It's do or die. We have to win this series or scoreboard watch in the desert.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. I heard a rumor we've got a ball game tonight. Hope y'all got your game face on, by God. This is it. Let's go ahead and get the salutations out of the way. Good evening, Beeve, Country Club member. James Hagan, Country Club member. Pretty sure I saw the GOAT Country Club member. There he is. Who else do we have here in the chat? As we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Robert, Country Club member, good to see you. Scrolling through here, so it's going to take a little time. I know there's a lot of chatter. Daniel Barry, Country Club member, good to see you. AY, good to see you. John, I bet you're about 3 sheets with your game face on. Who else do we have in here? I'm scrolling through here. Give me if I miss anybody. I'm going through a lot of these chat. Billy Sanford, Country Club member. I know we'll have other ones coming through here in a minute. Brian, you have terrible taste, but welcome, sir. Who else do we have here? Willis, what you talking about, Willis? You better be talking about a win tonight. And Underwater. The gang's all here tonight. Dave Justice, we're going to need a big fly from you, Dave. Tim, good to see you, Country Club member. Pushing Buttons, Country Club member. Thomas, I believe you're the one that hails from Japan. And who else do we have in here? As I'm scrolling here through the bottom so we can get to Gary the Real McCoy, Jersey Kid. And Butters. Daryl Little. Good to see everybody in here. we missed anybody, just go ahead and throw it in the chat. Don't be nervous, Robert. We got this. We are just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play. Your Atlanta Braves. All fans are welcome. Just be kind to each other. Edward Spry, Country Club member. Edward says he's going with Travis Darno. And Atlanta Braves are wearing their classic home whites. Braves across the chest. In red, outlined in navy with the tomahawk as well. Navy caps, white A across the red bill. Spencer Schwellenbach will go out there and throw his final warm-up tosses. New York Mets are wearing their road grays with New York across the chest in blue, outlined in orange. And as you college football fans know, real men don't wear orange and blue. Ha! Goat. Iglesias is stepping up towards the plate as Schwellenbach will do his final tosses. We'll keep you up to date with games of interest. Really, this is the game. I was a little surprised when I turned on the main cable feed to see if it was Braves Mets for the TBS game of the night, and it's not. They're going with Orioles Yankees. So I've got another game monitor over on that game to keep an eye on it. But this is really the game for all intents and purposes. Phillies wrapped up the division last night. After they got slapped around by the Mets, they found a way to beat the Cubs yesterday. So first time in 16 years that they've won a division. And I'm going to say this now, and I'll stand on it. If the Phillies run into either Atlanta or New York in the playoffs, they will not advance. That team's pitching is going to be the death of them. The Braves, by the way, if you have not paid attention to it, y'all, if y'all have not paid attention to it, good to see you, Keith Parker. Thank you for the contribution, sir. Sir. We'll go ahead and hit that. Maybe I'll get some good luck here. But if you weren't paying attention earlier, last couple of nights, as we are just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is swatted back foul up against the screen behind home plate. It's 0-1. Iglesias, the batter. The 0-1 righty pitch swung on, foul back, 0-2. 337 batting average with 4 home runs, 25 RBI, and 840 OPS. We'll get this straightened up. And once we get the 3D kicking, we will have that going as well. The 0-2 from Schwellenbach, rips and fires. Swung on in front of home plate. Looked like it's going to be an out. It's going to be an automatic out. Looks like Iglesias touched the ball, possibly with his foot, his right foot, I believe. And it'll be 1 up, 1 down here to start the game. As soon as we get the 3D kicking and we get it synced, we will bring that as well. So 1 up, 1 down. Thank you for the contribution, James. Schwellenbach will go back to work. It'll be Brandon Nimmo. First pitch on the way, 97 miles an hour, outside wide. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Nimmo always a pest at the plate. This year just batting .228, but you know he will eat pitches. The 1-0 misses inside 2-0. So a 2-0 count to Nimmo. Former center fielder of the Mets, he normally plays left nowadays. The 2-1 swung on, popped up, high in the sky, drifting over. Who wants it? Laureano will make the catch. 2 away. 2 down. And that'll bring Starlin Marte to the plate. New York Mets right fielder, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, swung on, ripped over to short. That should be an easy play for Arcia. It is 6-3 put out, and that's how it's done. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Grab the sticks here in Atlanta against the Metropolitans.
Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything.
Hi, honey. I just got done at the car shop. I got the oil change, and then I also got a really good deal on putting air in the tires.
Hold on, what? What'd you say?
I got a really good deal on putting air in the tires. I got the premium stuff. Okay, the premium air in 2 tires, the front ones for $150, or I could get just like regular air in all 4. Huh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by premium air? What are you talking about?
Well, he said that like it like lasted an extra long time. He said it was like really high end, and that's what more like the luxury cars got.
No. Air is free. You do not pay for air in your tires.
Yeah, regular air is free, but the premium air, like the high end stuff, I got put in all of them. He charged me $100, but it was on sale. Like, I got a deal. It was a special. Armchair.
In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench. But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in the Church League, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. Winner of 10 Gold Glove Awards. He was called the Human Vacuum Cleaner. The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Luis Severino to Michael Harris II is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Michael Severino looking in. We'll get it synced up with the actual video that you're seeing on the screen. For those of y'all listening on Braves Country Radio, jump on into our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@BravesCountry, the 0-2. As a swing and a miss on the 0-1, the 0-2 pitch. Swing, fouls it straight back. Do it again, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Infield is back and to the right against the left-hander, the 0-2. High and inside, trying to bust him back. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Keith, I'm not sure what that meant, but what that means, but that made me laugh. The thing on the screen, the 1-2, swung on, pops it up, high back behind home plate into the crowd, 1-2. He said, "Well, touch my Cabbage Patch Kid and call him a rubber chicken dripping in shoe polish." I've never heard that, and I'm not 100% sure what it means, but it made me chuckle. The 1-2, swing, rips it down the line, but plenty foul. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Good to see you. Noah, I think I missed you in the first part of the introductions, the salutations. The 1-2, swing, pops that back foul. We'll do it again. So I don't think I ever completed that thought a while ago, but the last couple of nights, if you haven't been paying attention, Arizona has lost the last couple of nights. They blew an 8-1 lead in Milwaukee and then lost to the Giants last night. The 1-2, swung on, pops back. So if nothing else, Harris is making them work. This will be, by my count, the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So looking at the wild card standings, and we'll go over all the standings in baseball as the last 6 games of Major League Baseball set to take place this week. The 1-2 pitch, swing, rips it into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. in front of Taylor, the center fielder for the New York Mets. And it's a leadoff single. A 9-pitch at bat leads to a single for Money Mike and the Atlanta Braves. So going into today, the Mets are actually in second place in the wild card standings. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, batting right once again. So it's a righty-righty matchup. He is not switching to the left side. Probably, I'd say, unless we get deep in October, you may not see that again this year. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. So as of tonight, the Braves sit a game and a half behind the Diamondbacks, 2 behind the Mets. If they win this series, they would have the tiebreaker on both of those teams. The team they won't have the tiebreaker on is San Diego, and they are 3.5 in front of the Diamondbacks as the 2-0 pitch swung on. Hit over to Acuna, and Acuna bobbles it. Here comes Ozzie flying down the line, and he'll be safe. So you can't assume a double play. You can't assume a double play, so there will be no error, but I guarantee he'll tell you he should have had it. Maybe a little nerves for the rookie. Of course, his brother, Ronald Acuna Jr., at the game tonight in the Braves dugout. Ozzie busting it down the line, barely beat that out. So San Diego is 5 games in front of Atlanta. Not much of a chance of us catching them. But first pitch on the way, down and away. Sweeper, it's 1-0. The key to the Padres is they are in Los Angeles tonight to face the Dodgers for a 3-game set. The 1-0. Right down the pipe, 95 at the knees, 1-1. So they're in Los Angeles to face the Dodgers for a 3-game set. You would love the Dodgers to sweep them. And the reason why, there's a couple of reasons, but the main reason is the 1-1 pitch, outside wide, 2-1. They would come off that series thirsty in the next series, which is in Arizona. In theory, they could free fall out of the playoffs, but it's not likely. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. There is a scenario where Mets, Diamondbacks, and Braves all make it, and the Padres are on the outside looking in. But like I said, that's very, very unlikely. The 2-2 count, runner at first, 1 out. Ozzie Albies leaning off of first. Ozuna does have a home run against Severino in his career. The 2-2 swing lifted into right field, drifting back up against the wall, making the catch in the corner. Good running catch by Marte, 2 away. Ozzie went about halfway in case that ball dropped. He'll retreat back to first. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Braves have put 17 pitches on Severino, so you'd like to see a good at-bat here by Olson. Nothing else, you could start working that pitch count up. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Bottom of the first. If you're just joining us, Schwellenbach with a really quick inning to start the game. First pitch swung on, foul back, it's 0-1. The 0-1. So Arizona later on tonight is going to be at home once again against the Giants. The 0-1 swing hits it through the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. And Ozzie Albies going to go first to third. And your Atlanta Braves got runners on the corners, 2 outs. And here comes some Soler power to the plate. Good piece of hitting by Matty. He is really swinging the bat well here in the last month. You know, it's interesting, as down of a year as he's realistic shot this week, if he gets 1 home run and 2 RBIs, of 30 home runs and 100 RBI on the season. Jorge Soler stands in. The infield is back into the left. First pitch on the way. Down and away. Sweeper misses. It's 1-0. Soler, 21 home runs, 64 RBI, a 775 OPS, batting .239 on the year. Ozzie with the good lead down at third, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sweeper outside wide, 1-2. You're going to see a 6-pitch mix from Severino. He throws the four-seam, the sinker, at an about 60% clip between those two. Adds the sweeper in, and you're at about 77% of his pitches. The 1-1, down the way, they check down the line. First base umpire Eric Backus says no dice, 2-1. And then to keep you honest, 8, 8, and 7%, he'll fire in the cutter, the change, and the slider. The 2-1 count, swing and a miss. Chase that one out of the zone, 2-2. Huge hole on the right side of the infield, holding Matt at first, and the second baseman is just behind the second base bag and to the right of it. Anything that gets slapped to the right side is going to get through for a run. Got to shorten up that swing here, Soler. The 2-2. Down and in. Sweeper misses. Ball 3. Good take by Soler. You can tell he wanted to pull the trigger on that one. So a full count, which means Matty will be on the move. On deck is Ramon Laureano. The payoff pitch, the 25th of the inning. Down below the knees, called for a low strike, and that'll end the inning. Well, we're going to have a low strike zone tonight. If not, they better raise Cain. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. 0-0 your score versus the Mets.
Man, believe this or not, I don't watch no film, bro. Like, I just know the game of football inside out. I feel like Madden has a good tell of how good players are. So I just play Madden the night before, and I go look at all their ratings. So I just go get on Madden. I go to the EA rosters. Then I scroll down and see what their awareness is, their speed is, and their strength. And that's how I get a good tell on them.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite, and I just can't, because I don't like any of your kids.
Look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there? I see a door marked private. Is that the door you were talking about? No, I was talking about... Yep. I didn't say... No, what did you hear? I heard you say you saw a door marked pirate. No, see, that's not what I'm saying. We're talking about pirates all day. We gotta find out what lives in there. Jesus Christ.
What was incredible about Clemente was not only how skilled he was at each part of the game, but this kind of ferocity that he played on each play of the game, even years when they were pitiful and they had no chance to get into the pennant or anything like that. He would throw it in, he would pick guys off who got a single, who took too much of a turn going around first. There was just something intense about this guy that was not necessarily what was going on in baseball at that moment.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Pete Alonso is inside on the hands, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0 to Alonso. They're going to say that missed. That was much more of a strike than that pitch to Soler. You can expect this from Mike Exterbrook. I would say this is maybe the worst of all the umpire crews in baseball, if you do the collective of it. The 2-0 misses well outside the zone, 3-0. Will Little is scheduled for Game 3. He has been awful this year, and Laz Diaz is one of the worst in Major League Baseball. Luckily, he's not scheduled for this series. The 3-0 right down the pipe, 3-1. Estabrook ranks in the bottom quarter of all Major League home plate umpires. The 3-1. Inside, I guess. Ball 4. So he's pinching Schwellenbach and giving Severino quite the big zone. Eric Backus is the home plate umpire tomorrow night. He's been okay. I wouldn't say he's great, but not nearly as bad as Estabrook and Little. Of course, if the game gets rained out on Thursday, then it's a moot point. First pitch on the way to Winker is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Oddly enough, the worst one in this entire group is the crew chief, Laz Diaz. So 1-0 count. Pitch on the way, right there on the outer edge, 1-1. Braves nothing, Mets nothing, runner on first, nobody out. The 1-1. Swing, pops it back foul, 1-2. So 1-2. Schwellenbach at 15 pitches, by the way. Pitch, inside and high, 2-2. Schwellenbach comes set. The 2-2 pitch brings it. Down below the knees, ball 3, so he's in danger of walking 2 batters in a row. Mets nothing, Braves nothing. Top of the second. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play? It will. Drifting back in very shallow left field, making the catch is Gio. 1 away. Good job of jamming Winker on that pitch. See Keith asking about call-ins. We do call-in shows. We were doing them pretty regularly during the season, and it kind of lost its steam. But if we make the playoffs, we're definitely going to do it. Definitely bringing them back. First pitch on the way. Curveball at the knees. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Vientos the batter now. A 268 average. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Slider down and away. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Comes set. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Slider off the edge again. 1-2. Slider working pretty well for Schwellenbach. He's got a 6-pick mix that you'll see. The 4-seam, the slider, the cut, the curve, the splitter, and the sinker. He mixes them all pretty evenly. The 4-seam at 28%, but the other 4 just a tick off 1 or 2%, and then the sinker at 7%. So you're looking at a 6-pitch mix that he uses quite a bit. The 1-2. Swing, pops it up. Back out of play. We'll do it again. The 1-2 count. Schwellenbach, 23rd pitch of the night. Comes set. They set up outside the pitch. Curve down and in, 2-2. Thanks for smashing that like sign. Let's go ahead and get that sound played. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pump the gas right by him. 2 away. Man, was that a pretty fastball. 4-seamer just blew it right by him. Must have been sitting on the slider. Fair enough, when you Seeing two of those nasty sliders on swing and misses, you got to be sitting on it. 2 down, and Tyrone Taylor, the batter. First pitch on the way. Slider outside on the cut. It's 0-1. Tyrone Taylor, 253 average, 7 home runs, 35 RBI, 721 OPS for the center fielder. The 0-1. Right there on the inner cut on down and in, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty. Set up outside. Slider missed well inside. 1-2. I think they were trying to dust him off, chasing the slider out of the zone, but he missed his spot. And now where do you go? Do you go back to the slider outside, or you mix it up a bit? They set up inside, the 1-2. Swing, pops it up. High, over by the third base dugout. Drifting over, that'll just get out of play. It'll bounce off the Mets dugout on the third base side. We'll do it again, 1-2. Schwellenbach, a few more pitches this inning than in the last. This will be his 29th, so he's doing well altogether. The 1-2. The pitch. Caught! Look at strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end the inning. So Alonso gets on via the walk, though you could argue 2 of those pitches were in the zone. Schwellenbach goes back to work and knocks him out. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We'll grab the bats. Tied with New York.
Next question, gentlemen. What is the one thing the people on the other side of your street have more of than you do? Your wife said they have more grass than you do.
Grass?
I wouldn't bet on that.
It was a homeless woman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a homeless woman, yeah. He said that he had to give his kidnappers $500, so he gave her his credit card to go get him $500 and whatever, because none of it turns out to...
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like Allensby got all liquored up and paid a homeless woman $500 to roll around under the bridge with him.
Now they got 2 guys coming out saying that they found him unconscious on the side of a road.
It turned out it wasn't a wine bar; it was a strip club. So let's say what really happened here. We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's been under a bridge with a homeless woman giving her $500. I've been in similar instances, but I'm not going to say I've been there. First of all, it takes a lot less than $500, okay, buddy? It's where you got taken right there from the jump.
But, you know, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Roberto Clemente learned his baseball in the cane fields of Puerto Rico, and for all of his major league career, he played spectacularly for a little publicized team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm, proud of his Latin heritage, often plagued by injuries.
Roberto Clemente, he had a certain motion with his neck because he had a bad back. He said his back always hurt. He had a certain motion with his neck, and all of us imitated this motion that he had with his neck. So you see all these kids at school who are doing this because they picked this up from Clemente. You go to bat and you did this head motion. You swung the bat like Clemente.
And then for the Puerto Rican community, he was, their guy, a guy who really gave a lot back.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Luis Severino goes back to work, his 26th pitch of the night. Bottom of the second inning, first pitch to Ramon Laureano is up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. The 1-0 swung on and lifted down the right side, out of play, 1-1. Laureano, 10 home runs on the year with a .260 average, 30 RBI, 752 OPS. The 1-1 from Sevy. Swing! Fouls it back. Just got underneath it, maybe a touch behind. 1-2. Same 2 teams at it tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. And then Thursday's up in the air because of Hurricane Helene. We'll know more about it tomorrow. The 1-2 swung on, fouled back out of play. I don't think it's likely, but there's a scenario where Thursday and Friday could get rained out. That storm is going to be moving pretty fast, so I doubt both get knocked out, but you never know. The 1-2 sweeper misses well outside, wide 2-2. Thought maybe there was some drama on why they were putting Baltimore and the Yankees on the TBS game of the night. Is the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. And I looked it up. I don't really get it. I guess it's just because New York Yankees baseball, they want to showcase that. But Baltimore is 4 games up in the American League wild card. They're heading to the playoffs outside of a collapse. And the Yankees, well, they are definitely heading to the playoffs. As the first pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball off the edge, but called for a wide strike. It's on one. He's really pinching Braves pitchers and giving wide zones to Severino. Might need to look up and figure out where old Mike Estabrook is from. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires outside wide 2-1. I guess in theory the Yankees magic number is 1 to clinch the division. So I guess maybe that's what the argument would be. But both teams are heading to the playoffs in that game. Severino shakes off and now delivers. Swing, pops it up over towards the third base side. That'll go well into the seats. Say about 15 rows back, 2-2. Two count. Infield is back into the left. The Mets killer, Travis d'Arnaud, bears down the pitch. Swing, slices back foul. Do it again. He loves to punch it to the right side, and that defense is set up just for that. So he just gets one over onto that side. Alonso's over there by his lonesome. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 97. Might have been a touch off the plate, but he's been giving Severino wide strikes, 2 away. 2 down. Gio Urshela now the batter. Gio, not really known for his hitting prowess, but he's had some pretty big hits over the weekend against Miami. Now stands in with 8 home runs on the year. The first pitch on the way, swung on, chopped over to third. That's going to be an easy 5-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Would have loved to have seen him eat some more pitches there. Severino's at 38 pitches. We'd have loved to see him get to 40. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Y'all, I can't believe my mama used to drop me off at the skating rink with no cash, no phone, and go home and wait for a collect call from, "Hey, Mom, I'm ready. You can come and pick me up now."
What's your biggest pet peeve that really isn't that serious, but it still annoys the hell out of you? I'll go first. I don't know why, but it really, really bugs me when someone takes their food out of the microwave before the time is up, and then they just leave the remaining time up there. Like, come on, dude. Reset the damn thing so I can see what time it is without having to glance at my phone.
Hey, Dad?
Yeah?
What's a transgender athlete?
It's a dude who wants to win so bad, he pretends to be a girl.
I'm not being asked to do anything that none of us hasn't done before in our own kitchens in our own home. Now quick, kill 5 eels. What? I'm serious. Every restaurant critic in Seattle is out there and they all want anguilla, so start killing eels. But wait. How do you suggest I do that? How do I know you're the chef? Throw a toaster in the damn tank for all I care.
It is played everywhere, in parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small children and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed, the only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the seasons, beginning each year with the fond expectancy of springtime, ending with the hard facts of autumn. It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch from Schwellenbach to the number 8 hitter Alvarez is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Alvarez banged 236, 11 home runs on the year, but he has had the flair for the dramatic this year. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. I was shocked to see his numbers and see that he only had 11 home runs, because I swear all 11 of those have been like walk-offs. Every time I'd look at MLB Network, there he was walking off a game. The 1-1. Chopped it foul 1-2. If it wasn't a walk-off, it was just a big home run in a big spot. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Top of the third inning. Schwellenbach 32 pitches in. Baltimore leads New York 1-0. There in the third. The 1-2 from Schwell. 97, not getting the calls once again. 2-2. This is where you'd like to see a backbone out of that dugout, and someone, doesn't have to be snickering, can be anyone, just to yell out to the umpire. The 2-2. Swung on, ripped back up the middle. Right at Ozzie. He was standing behind second by the time the ball got there. That ball was a hot shot. 4-3 put out. One away. One down. That'll bring the number 9 hitter, Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s little brother. First pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. It's got to be weird for the two of them. Well, more weird for Ronald than Luis. The 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. Ronald not playing in the game, so he's got to be more nerves than anything else. When you're playing in the game, you kind of get swept up in it. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. The pitch, swing and a miss. 97, blew it right by him. 2-2. His swing is very similar to Acuna's. There's a few differences, but though he swings much like Ronald, he's built more like Ozzie. The 2-2 to Acuna. Pitch, swung on, pops it up, high in the sky. Can of corn, who wants it? It'll be Ozzie. Very well could be his doppelganger. We'll be back in a flash. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Bottom of the third we go.
Hey, so to the guys that go to the gym every day for no reason at all, why?
Dad, teacher said we could be anything we wanted to be.
She wasn't talking to you, son. Go in the backyard and practice digging some holes.
While we all know the Muffin Man from the world-famous nursery rhyme, many don't know that it is based on a harrowing true story. Between 1589 and 1598, a man known as Frederick Thomas Linwood resided on Drury Lane in Victorian London. During his daily deliveries, he would lure children...
Well, I don't know. I thought that was the third out. I don't know why I thought that. First pitch to Iglesias is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. I apologize. The 0-1. Swung on, lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And the Mets have 1 on, 2 out. That's my fault. I'd gotten an alert from one of the stations, and I looked over at it, and I thought that I don't know what the hell I thought, so I'll take full blame for that. So 1 on, 2 out. Top of the third. I looked over after I hit the commercial break, and I was like, "What is going on here?" I was like, "That's not a replay. That's Iglesias." First pitch on the way to Brandon Nimmo is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 42 pitches into the night for Schwellenbach. You got to figure it's going to be all hands on deck for the bullpen. The 0-1 swung on, ripped over to short. Arcia boots it, and it's going to be an error. It's going to be an E6. That ball ate him up, but he should have had that one. And Nimmo runs way too well to be able to get him off a ricochet. He probably just should have stuck that in his pocket, but Arcia with that cannon thought he was going to get him. So 2 on, 2 out. We should be out of the inning, but hopefully Schwellenbach can get us out of the jam. Marte, the batter. First pitch, 90 outside. It's 1-0. It's really a spot where you wonder if it would have been wise for Kranitz to go out there and just to talk to Schwellenbach and calm him down and get it a chance to reset. The 1-0. Right there on the edge, 1-1. Not that it was necessarily his fault, but it's really easy for a young pitcher to get all up in between his ears, worrying about that he could be out of the inning. The 1-1 slider right down the pipe, hanging slider, got away with that one, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Braves fans are on their feet trying to root along Schwellenbach out of this jam. Standing on deck is Pete Alonso. The 1-2 swung on, chopped foul in front of the home plate. Just foul. Schwellenbach now at 47 pitches. The 1-2. Schwellenbach steps off the mound for a second. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Speed on the base paths. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped over to third. See if we can get this one done. Gio flips it over to first. That'll end the inning. So realistically, no harm, no foul. Maybe a few extra pitches. Great job by Schwell to get out of the jam.
I am genuinely upset. I'm legitimately, I'm mad. I'm sad. I am confused. I am shocked and appalled. At what age did the people at the bank decide that I no longer enjoy suckers?
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
I got lost in the game. I mean, the ballpark, and the people, the color, the sounds, the smells. And it's a passion. It's a very, very big part of my life. Sometimes I like to be 11 years old. I like being part of something that's bigger than me. It's good for your soul to invest in something you can't control.
You're a romantic. You have a lyrical soul. You can love under the best and worst conditions.
Everybody's always so quick to tell you that McDonald's is so unhealthy. What about that relationship you in, McStupid?
Clemente batted .414 in the series, hit 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, and led the Pirates to the championship in 7 games. A year later, on September 30th, 1972, he passed yet another milestone in his long career.
Everybody certainly wants Bobby to get that big number 3,000. Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a drive into the gap in left center field. There she is.
That winter, an earthquake hit Nicaragua, and Clemente volunteered to carry relief supplies to the victims. On New Year's Eve, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. His body was never found.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Lando Arcia, swung on and fouled down the line deep into the corner. It's 0-1. Lando Arcia batting .219 on the year. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires in the dirt. 1-1. First at bat of the game for Arcia. Michael Harris is second. Top of the order. On deck. The 1-1 chops it in down the third baseline. It's going to be a tough play. Severino. Oh, he throws it into right field. There goes Orlando Arcia rolling around first, heading to second. And we'll take the gift. We'll call that E1. I think I have to take another look at this, but it looked like Severino was trying to avoid Alvarez as they were about to collide. Yeah, he was throwing over Alvarez's shoulder, and that had to have been awkward as all get out. So probably should have just put that in his back pocket. Alvarez actually knocked into him a bit. I'm sure that didn't help. Alonso tried to save the day, but that ball was thrown wide of the net. There was no kick save and a beauty on that one. First pitch on the way to Harris. Swung on. That ball's ripped in the corner. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Orlando. He'll come around to score. And Michael Harris, the second, with an RBI double. Let's go, Braves country. He smokes it into the corner. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Good rip into the corner. Severino just kind of laid one in there. So one across, nobody out. Quick chat out there with Alvarez and company. Kind of an infield meeting with Severino. I'd say more than anything else, Alvarez is out there just trying to give him a breather. Ozzie Albies will come to the plate. Once again, if you missed the top of the show, if you had kind of been under a rock or whatever, this series, if you win the series, whichever team, you're going to have the tiebreaker. The first pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. That ball's going to get chopped into right field. Here goes Michael Harris around. He will score with these, and Ozzie will take second. As the throw went towards the plate, Alvarez came in to gun it to second. Didn't even worry about the run. There was no way they were going to get him. And Ozzie gets in under the tag. So back-to-back doubles after the single in E1 that it was essentially a double. The Braves have started the second inning, essentially 3 consecutive doubles per se, and it's 2-0 Atlanta. We'll take this all night long. Let's just keep on throwing the doubles up there. Marcell Ozuna stands in. First pitch, swinging. Fouls it back out of play. It's 0-1. By the way, Severino, 44 pitches into the night. So once again, if the Mets win this series, they're in the playoffs. The 0-1. Swung on, chops it down over towards short. Acuna's got it, fires it to first. But Ozzie, with great hustle and a good read on that ball, he cut in front of the chopper and headed down to third. Acuna with no chance to get Ozzie. Man, does that sound weird. Might have to just start calling him L.A. Acuna and just refer to him as L.A. because it is weird. First pitch to Olsen is a swing and a miss strike, 98 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Olsen singled in the first. We would love one of those here. Braves 2. Mets nothing. But if the Mets win the series, they would have the tiebreaker on the Braves, 3 up with 3 to play. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. If the Braves win the series, they would have the tiebreaker, down by 1 with 3 to play. If they sweep the series, they would be up by 1 with 3 to play. The 1-1 pitch, up top, misses high, 2-1. No way for the Mets to be eliminated no matter what happens in this series. But the Braves would then be scoreboard watching if they lost the series to the Mets, because your only chance would be for Arizona to free fall. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, pops it back foul, 2-2. Standing on deck is Jorge Soler. Runner at third. 1 out. The infield is in. The 2-2. Swing. Rips it back foul. Do it again. Later on tonight, if you don't have the MLB package and you do have TBS, Padres-Dodgers is the 10-10 first pitch game, their second part of their doubleheader. The Giants and Diamondbacks are 9:40 first pitch. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped foul. Ball was a bit inside, just enough to get a piece of that. So a 2-2 count. Pitch misses high and out of the zone, 3-2. Runner at third, 1 out. The payoff pitch from Severino. He lifts his glove, kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's lifted down the left field line. If it's fair, it's a run. Just foul. That ball actually left what would have been, well, maybe it fell a little short, but if it stayed straight, it was going to leave. It would have been a 2-run shot, but if it stayed fair, it would have been an easy fly ball, sac fly. Time is called. Second baseman Jose Iglesias was calling time. There was something wrong with his shoe or his pant leg. At first, I thought he was getting a violation. The 3-2. High and out of the zone, ball 4. Matt Olson heads down to first. Jorge Soler, the batter. Not 100% sure why the feet. I might have to redo this here in a second, y'all. So it looks like the feet is a touch behind us. We're going to try to regenerate it. First pitch to Soler. Swung on and chopped off his instep. It's 0-1. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch to Soler. Right there on the outer edge, up high for a strike, 1-2. Think we're lined up again. Braves 2, Mets nothing. Bottom of the third, runners on the corners, 1 out. Need this golden opportunity to cash in. The 1-2. Down and away. 2-2. They check down the line. And Estabrook has got a hair trigger. He really wants to get the Braves out. He checked for a check swing immediately. We're going to look up and see where this clown's from. The 2-2. Swing! Fouls it back. Do it again. It's like he was born in Daytona Beach, so that doesn't give us any inclination. But it seems like we're fighting against him. Deuces wild, 2 on, 2 across, 1 out. The 2-2 pitch to Soler. Swung on, pops it back foul. Good job to stay alive there. Pitch was a touch out of the zone, but he's been calling some wide strikes. The 2-2 to Soler. 0 for 1 on the night. The pitch. Caught looking strike 3. Got to swing the bat. Soler, my God. 2 away. That was a terrible take. The bender just froze him. But you got to be ready to swing at anything in the zone. By the way, Aaron Judge just hit his 56th home run of the night. The Orioles lead the Yankees 2-1. Ramon Laureano, the batter. Ramon over. First pitch on the way, swinging. Chases the sweeper out of the zone. It's 0-1. Severino about to throw his 63rd pitch. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. 1-1. If a ball gets away, Ozzy's got the speed to come home. That pitch was in the dirt, but a good defensive play by Alvarez to keep it from going to the backstop. Braves 2, Mets nothing. Both runs coming in this inning. The 1-1 swing, fisted over towards. That's going to get through. That's going to get through the shift, and the Braves lead it 3-0. He fisted it over to the right side with Pete Alonso holding the runner. He had no chance of getting it, and they were playing the shift, and we've got 3 across. 64 pitches in, and the New York Mets are making a call to the bullpen to get someone warmed up. Good piece of hitting by Ramon Laureano. He has really been a godsend, picking him up off the scrap heap with all the injuries, and he's become the everyday left fielder. They're going to go out there and talk to Ramon Laureano. Going to go out there and talk to Severino as Ramon Laureano heads to the dugout to get something to drink. Braves lead it 3-0. We still have runners on the corners and 2 outs. And Travis d'Arnaud, the Mets killer, is coming to the plate. While all that is going on, and Laureano coming back from the dugout, someone has gotten up in the Mets bullpen. Trying to make it out, I believe, because you couldn't see the number, but it looked like the right-handed Brazoban. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch to Travis, takes it high and inside. It's 1-0. On the play, Ramon Laureano. He heads on down to second, stealing second with ease. He had a huge jump. And the greatest runner in the history of baseball steals second base. I just love seeing him go chopping the arms and the knees high. The 1-0, chop foul, it's 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way. Fisted foul down the line. 1-2. Something got a piece of the home plate umpire, Estabrook. Not sure what it was. It must have been the foul ball. Oh, yeah, it went straight back into his mask. The 1-2. Severino, 68th pitch of the night. Kicks and delivers. Outside wide, 2-2. Schwellenbach, by the way, you got to think about the long sit he's had in this inning. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, pops it back foul. Not that we're complaining about that, but you do wonder if there'll be any rust. They just showed him in the dugout getting up and trying to stay loose. Two on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch deuces wild here in the bottom of the third. Up high, misses. Ball 3. Standing on deck for your Atlanta Braves is Gio Urshela. Severino, 32 pitches in this inning alone. The payoff pitch. Swing, lifts it into center field, drifting over, making the catch is Tyrone Taylor. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves, put 3 on the board. We'll head to break and be back in a flash. 3-0 your score here in Braves country.
I just saw one of my local crackheads, and he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, got one for you." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'll huff, I'll puff, and I'll steal all your stuff."
The real question is, brunette crazy, redhead crazy, or blonde crazy?
Oof. Oh, brunette crazy.
See, those are completely different kind of crazies. Because redhead crazy is like, will ruin your life, but will be the best bouncy time you've ever had in your life.
Blonde crazy.
Will ruin your life, but will also blast the car into the side of an 18-wheeler going...
That's because she's in her damn Barbie Jeep and doesn't understand what curves are.
Brunette crazy is the kind where you wake up and she's standing over you with a Bowie knife and you're like, "What are you doing?" And she just says, "Don't worry about it." You do exactly the opposite. You worry about
everything.
Turn off for me, can't swim. I mean, the earth is 80% water. So if there's a tsunami and you trying to get on my back, bye, I'm doing me. I ain't your floaty. I ain't nobody floaty.
The legality of Major League Baseball's controversial reserve clause is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. The case involves the trade of Curt Flood from St. Louis to Philadelphia. That case for Flood is being argued.
It was so difficult for the fans to understand my problems with baseball.
Also today,
I was telling my story to deaf ears because I was telling my story to a person who would give their firstborn child to be doing what I was doing. And he just could not understand how there could be anything possibly wrong with baseball.
For nearly 3 years, Curt Flood had been in the courts, fighting a one-man battle with Major League Baseball over the reserve clause. Despite the advice of the Players Union, he had left the game in 1969 rather than be traded against his will.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. If you're just joining us, the Atlanta Braves put 3 across the board. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Atlanta. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Mets. Spencer Schwellenbach was able to erase the error by Arcia. It's the first pitch on the way from Schwellenbach is a curveball to Alonso. Down and away, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Severino didn't have as much luck. His error, it was his own error. It's a 1-0, outside wide, 1-1. Led to 2 more doubles, and then Ozzie eventually came home on a single by Laureano. That's where we stand, the 2-0. Right there on the inside track, 2-1. Alonso walked his first time up. The 2-1 pitch, right down the pipe. 95, 2-2. Same 2 teams at it tomorrow night. We'll have it pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Chris Sale night versus David Peterson, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Punched him on the outside corner, up high, 1 away. Nice pitch. Blew it right by him. Top shelf was probably looking for some off speed because he was well behind the 93. One out, nobody on, and Winker, who came over in a trade from Washington, swing, pops it up. The designated hitter, high in the sky, can of corn. Who wants it? Babyface Gio will take it. 2 down. Two down. What you putting on that sandwich, Willis? 2 down, and that'll bring the bat of Vientos to the plate. Vientos, first pitch swinging. That ball gets ripped into right field, through for a base hit, and it's a 2-out single. I still find it comical if you're watching at home and listening along, that the Mets celebration when they get a single is very close to the Braves chop of 2021. that they said was a sword, but we all knew better. Tyrone Taylor, first pitch, up top. Grabbed the zone, but didn't get the call. This is getting ridiculous with the home plate umpire, Mike Estabrook. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul. Off the plate. Think it might have gotten a piece of Travis's mask, but he appears to be okay. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Swing. Lifts it back out of play. 1-2. Ethan has to explain the big deal about passing Arizona. Arizona is third in the wild card right now, so you pass Arizona. You don't have to pass Arizona. You only have to tie them. We own the tiebreaker. It would get you in the playoffs. The 1-2. Swung on, rips it over to short, backhanded by Arce. Fires it across the diamond, and it's a 6-3 put out to end the inning. I'll explain the Mets side of it when we come back. 4 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash. Urshela leads us off.
I know that violence is not the answer, but yes, it is.
Let me get this straight. I can go to the grocery store and buy a pound of sliced ham in a plastic bag, a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, a gallon of milk in a plastic jug, a pack of napkins in plastic wrap, a store-made salad in a plastic tub, plastic bottles with ketchup or mustard, but they won't give me a plastic bag to carry it home in because the plastic bag is bad.
Girls that eat pickles and like thoroughly enjoy eating them, and I'm not talking about like on a burger or anything, but like pickles from a pickle jar. They're always hot. Like, what's with it with hot girls and pickles? I don't understand you.
What I told him was that I agreed with him in principle, but that the courts had treated players as property and would likely do so again, and that his attempt, while a principled one, was, I thought, doomed to failure. And I worried about his knowing the kinds of chances he was taking, that he was going to end his career in a case that probably was a loser.
The lawyers for the major leagues would not talk for the cameras, but in the courtroom they argued that the reserve clause is essential to the future of organized baseball, that without the reserve clause, all the rich teams would get all the star players. But Arthur Goldberg maintains that the reserve clause, tying a player to one team for the rest of his life, is in violation of the 13th Amendment. That's the amendment against slavery and indentured servitude.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. So the Mets and Braves both hold the tiebreaker on Arizona. If there's a three-way tie, New York and Atlanta goes to the playoffs. We went over that on Braves Country Today yesterday, but in case you missed it, first pitch on the way to Gio Urshela is ripped down the line, just foul. I'd like to take another look at that one. That was, my God, that was close. It's 0-1. I don't know if we'll get to see another look at that, but that looked like that was possibly fair. The 0-1, foul back out of play. 0-2. So in a nutshell, if we catch Arizona or we win this series and catch the Mets, we're in the playoffs. So that's bottom line. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. So a 1-2 count, if we were to pass both Arizona and the Mets, we would most likely be the 5 seed. The 1-2, chop foul down the line, 2-2. As the 5 seed, we would go play at San Diego, who's most likely going to end up at the 4 seed. The 1-2 count. Swung on, lifted into right field, drifting back, making a running catch. Good place from Starlin Marte. That had a chance to get over his head. He just put on the afterburners the last second. F9 in your scorecard, but that was a hard hit ball. 1 down. He had him played close to the line, and Marte had to go to right center, and on a dead run, just got to it. 1 down, Orlando Arcia to the plate. First pitch, swung on, lifted down the right field side, and out of play. It's 0-1. Severino, 77 pitches, so they haven't pulled him yet. Seeing if he can right the ship. You'd like to see the Braves eat some pitches here and get him out of the game, get into that bullpen, could play dividends, not just tonight, but possibly tomorrow. And if there's a game 3, that game could be rained out. So the 1-1 misses inside, or 0-1 misses inside, it's 1-1. The 1-1, 95 inside, high and inside, 2-1. But in all likelihood, the Braves will end up as the 6th seed. The 2-1, swung on, chops over to short. Acuna's got it, flips it over to first, 2 away. If they pass the Mets and end up in the 5 seed, they go to San Diego. There's not much of a chance that the series is going to be in Atlanta. The series will either be in San Diego to face the Padres or in Milwaukee to face the Brewers on the road. Unless there is a free fall by the Padres and we grab the 4 seed, then we're at home. The other scenario that could change that is the first pitch to Harris is inside 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Right now, the Brewers are 4 games behind the Dodgers and the Phillies because they did nothing this weekend against Arizona, realistically. The 1-0. Chop foul, 1-1. If Milwaukee could somehow catch the Phillies or the Dodgers, then the Braves would be on the road as a 6th seed against the division winner with the worst record. But right now, it's looks like it's going to be the Brewers. The 1-1 swung on, foul back, 1-2. What the Dodgers and the Phillies are fighting for is that the 2 of them are separated by a half game for the best record, not just in the National League, but in baseball. The Yankees are a game back of both of them in the win column. The 1-2, swing, fouls it down the line. Plenty out of play in towards the rafters. We'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. On deck is Ozzie. The pitch, swing. That ball's rifled down the left field line. That ball's going. Ding dong, that pitch is dead, baby. A solo shot by Money Mike. His 16th of the year, 48th RBI, 422 happy feet, 111 miles an hour off the bat, and your Atlanta Braves have a 4 spot on the board. It's 4-0. Your Atlanta Braves. Wow. That ball got out in a hurry. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is swatted down the line, foul. Man, that tell you what, that thing almost flirted with the foul pole in the right field corner. It's 0-1. That ball got out in just a blink of an eye. The left fielder, Nemo, was drifting back like at first like he had a chance, and he said, there's no chance, man. That thing is sizzling over my head. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. One count, righty-righty matchup. Down and away, did he go around? He did, 1-2. Looked like he did. Ozzie, 1 for 2 on the night. Hasn't really gotten off to one of those Ozzie hot streaks. You'd love it in this series. He did have an RBI earlier in the game. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Now for your Atlanta Braves, put another on the board. It's 4-0. We head to 5 in Atlanta.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said get off your phone. We're watching a show.
Do you get off your phone whenever I'm watching football? on the weekends?
But this is different. We're trying to spend quality time together.
Well, we could spend quality time together watching football if you weren't on your phone, so it seems like a little bit of a double standard.
Well, at least on our TV shows, we don't know what's going to happen. But when we watch the Cowboys, I feel like the same thing happens every year.
Got him! Got him!
Armchair.
World Series chance for the first time since 1995. I'm going to take a quick break to pour me a drink, by God, and then I'll meet y'all here. Anyone who wants to hang out and celebrate, we're going to keep this feed going. And let it get it, baby! It's about damn time!
Flood's first trial had been in federal district court in Manhattan in 1970.
I think Curt Flood on the stand was treated miserably by the federal judge. He almost taunted him. A judge who showed great respect for almost all witnesses. From the bench, the judge asked Curt Flood, this is not as easy as playing center field, is it? With a sarcastic tone in the middle of a difficult cross-examination.
No active player dared testify on his behalf. Only owner Bill Veeck and a handful of retired stars came to Flood's defense.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach is a cutter. Swing and a miss strike by Alvarez. It's 0-1. Milwaukee leads Pittsburgh 7-2 in the seventh. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fouled down the line, out of play, 0-2. Cubs are all over the probably hungover Philadelphia Phillies. It's 10-2 in the sixth. Philly wrapping up their division last night. There weren't many in that lineup. 0-2 count. Righty. The pitch on the way. Swing. Drips it over to short. 6-3 on the putout. Arcia to Olsen. One away. Can be a little dangerous if you're Philadelphia or LA and you sew up your division. Dodgers magic number is 1, essentially. Well, I guess they would need 2 wins against San Diego to sew up the division. First pitch on the way to Acuna, the number 9 hitter, swinging a missed strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky and out of play. 0-2. But if you're the Dodgers and the Phillies like they are tonight, you win your division and you kind of take your foot off the gas, you could end up playing in that first round. The 0-2 count. Schwellenbach delivers. High and out of the zone, 1-2. San Diego Padres, by the way, they've won 8 of their last 10 heading into Los Angeles tonight. If they sweep the Dodgers, they would be head-to-head with the Dodgers. The 1-2, swung on. That ball's going to get draw. What a catch by Money Mike. What a catch by Money Mike. He is having himself a night tonight. Diving head first and stealing a single from Acuna. Little Acuna's got to be shaking his head, heading to the dugout. Wow, 2 away. He was glove outstretched, head first dive, and got that ball. I mean, that thing is about a foot away from dropping in front of him. First pitch on the way to Iglesias. Swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rips and fires, 97 on the outer black. 0-2. If the Braves do hold on to win this game tonight, I think we know who you pretty much have to cure cancer to be able to get the game ball out of Michael Harris's hand. The 0-2 swung on, lifted into right field, drifting back on the warning track. Making the catch underneath the Coors Light sign is Mr. Jorge Soler. 3 up, 3 down. Schwellenbach, not too shabby. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Unlucky. Yeah. Man, I love the way y'all use that word over here. Back home, if a team was playing poorly, we don't call them unlucky. What do we call them, Coach?
New York Jets.
There it is.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
We're doing 21 miles today for my 21st birthday.
Well, on my 21st birthday, I couldn't walk 21 feet. Huh? I got up. I think that's maybe what was wrong with me still to this day. All right? My 21st, I woke up with a football helmet, a woman's thong, and a flip-flop. I still don't know what happened. On my 21st birthday, one of my buddies on himself. Huh? He was quiet all night, and he was sitting on the couch. He said, I got 3 minutes later, he didn't say a word after that, but 3 minutes later, he said, I don't got no more. But happy birthday to you.
Flood lost in district court and then lost again in the Court of Appeal. And on June 18, 1972, by a vote of 5-3, the United States Supreme Court ruled against him. Baseball was still exempt from antitrust laws, and the reserve clause still stood.
I am particularly pleased that the court has recognized the need for a reserve system and has further recognized that baseball has not disregarded the extremely important position the player occupies. Over the long history of baseball, the reserve system has constantly evolved to improve the position of the player. I am confident that this process will continue.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ryan Stanek is going to come on for Luis Severino, 4.89 ERA. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. Is swung on, swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Stanek kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's lifted into right field. Going back on the track. Duck if you're near the chop house. That baby's pay dirt. His 39th home run of the season. 102nd RBI. 374 happy feet. And your Atlanta Braves have taken a 5-0 lead against the New York Mets. Fastball high in the zone, and he drilled it over the right field wall. Good hard hit ball by Ozuna. First pitch to Matt Olson. 97 up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Stanek. We've seen him a few times this year as the 1-0 right there. 1-1. He was out in Seattle when we faced the Mariners earlier in the year. Of course, now with the Mets, but he was a part of those Houston Astros teams the last several years. 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He was on that 2021 Houston Astro team that the Braves met in the World Series. Before that, he was with Miami and Tampa, so we've seen him quite a bit over the years. 2-1 pitch is fouled back out of play. Stanek now 33 years old, drafted by the Rays out of the Arkansas Razorback from St. Louis, Missouri. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it foul. You got to figure eventually that guy's going to end up as a Cardinal. Way he's bounced around the league and from St. Louis. You got to figure that was probably his boyhood team. The 2-2 brings it. Down and away, 3-2. So a full count to Matt Olson. We just started the bottom of the 5th inning here. Braves lead it 5-0. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outer edge. One away. He's always had a live fastball, 97 miles an hour. But reading on the scouting reports, I guess the main thing has been control, and then he doesn't have a lot of movement on the four seam. So if he gets too much of the plate, well, we saw what happened. Jorge Soler stands in, first pitch, down and away. Did he go around? He did. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Right down on the outer cut, it's 0-2. Count. Standing on deck is Laureano. The pitch in the dirt, bounces to the backstop, 1-2. Noah says he hopes the D-backs win tonight. You are by your lonesome in this crowd. The 1-2. Swing, rips it into left field. That's down for a base hit. Jorge Soler gets in with the hit parade. He's now 1 for 3. Here comes Ramon Laureano. Hoping to build on this lead. You can't just look at this game. You've also got to look at the big picture of this series. So it won't take much for the Mets to absolutely throw in the towel and just put up their worst pitchers, because they're looking to win at least one game in this series to be able to control their fate leaving Atlanta. First pitch on the way to Laureano is swung on and swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Laureano digs in, the pitch in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. On deck is Darnode. If we keep it going, Urshela is in the hole. Arcia to follow. The infield is back into the left. The 1-1 pitch. Swing. That ball's hit over to second. Acuna to Iglesias. Over to first. Alonso. That'll end the inning. 6-4-3 rally killing double play, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Put one on the board. It's 5-0. Mets versus the Braves.
Hey, Dad, what's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody?
Don't have kids.
All right, then.
Wait, what'd you say?
I know you're watching football all day, so I'm gonna go get you some more beer and make some wings for lunch. And I was also thinking that we could hang that TV outside so you could have 2 games at once. Why are you crying?
It's just the first time that you've said that you've loved me in a while.
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from?
What you talking about?
Where are you from?
You know where I'm from.
The folks want to know.
Oh, you're doing a question?
Yeah. Come talk to these folks.
All right, I'll tell them.
We are from West Georgia, near the Alabama line. We're a little bit classy and a little bit trashy. I probably have some family members that have dual roles. Do you know what that means? A cousin, maybe an uncle. Yep. I just had one locked up because they were mixing up chemicals in their motorhome. Look how she's looking at me. Don't be hating on your family.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Friday, and to most blue-collar workers, that means nothing at all, because we gotta go to work on Saturday.
We lost because my guys, my colleagues didn't stand up with me. And I can't make any excuse for them. Had we shown any amount of solidarity, if the superstars had stood up and said, we're with Curt Flood, if the superstars had walked into the courtroom in New York and made their presence known, I think that the owners would have gotten the message very clearly, given me a chance to win that.
Curt Flood never played Major League Baseball again.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-0. Top of the sixth we go. Schwellenbach back to work. First pitch swinging. Nimmo gives it a ride. Drifting way back into deep center field is Michael Harris II. One away. He was sitting dead red on that one, trying to ambush Schwellenbach. Got it off the end of the bat. One down. Starlin Marte, the batter, first pitch at the knees, 94. It's 0-1. Marte, 0 for 2 on the ninth, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss up top, 94 mile an hour. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. 94 up top, 1-2. The 1-2 from Marte swung on, chopped over the middle. Arcia's got a charge, fires it over to first. 6-3 put out, 2 down. Good defensive play by Orlando Arcia. He had to charge to make that play. And Marte, though he's not fast as he used to be, he can still move. We saw it earlier in the field of play. First pitch on the way to Pete Alonso is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Two-0 pitch, swung on, chopped over towards short. 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Braves lead at 5-0.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
Hey, Braves fans, Braves baseball all season long. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and I'll be bringing you Braves baseball play-by-play for the Braves fans out there, for all of Braves country. So pull up an armchair and join us for Braves country baseball, first pitch to last pitch, all season long, right here.
White people, I want to have a conversation with y'all because y'all have really pissed me off. Where are the new rock bands? Like when I was growing up, we had Green Day. Y'all keep trying to twerk. That's the problem. We need some headbangers. Like what happened to all the garage bands? I ain't met a white dude in like 10 years that said him and his band. That just randomly brings up his band. Do y'all not do that anymore? Why all the skater boys want to be DJs and rappers and producers? What is going on? White people, I say this because I care. Stop rapping. Bring back the rock bands. We didn't even judge y'all because the singer really could never sing. We never judged y'all because the music was that good. Can we please have that back?
Armchair.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
Now is Henry Aaron. Here's a pitch to Aaron. Ball game in the seventh inning. The Cardinals lead 3-0. Here's a pitch to Henry Aaron. There's a drive way back. It's out on the glove. winner. Tremendous home run. Hit the light tower out there. Holy cow, did he kiss that ball. There's his 42nd home run of the year. His 126th run batted in. Oh, did he hit that ball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead at 5-0. Leading us off is Travis d'Arnaud. He's 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Travis d'Arnaud, usually a Mets killer. I'd like to see him in the lineup all 3 nights this week, to be honest with you. The 1-0 down and away, 2-0. Hey, Mark is still alive. Good to see you, Mark. The 2-0. Down below the knees. Out of the zone. Called for a strike, 2-1. Brazaban, who they had warming up in the 3rd inning, is now in the game. Comes in with the .365 ERA. The 2-1. Righty. Down below the knees. That one he calls a ball. 3-1. So a 3-1 count. I mean, honestly, and I'm not saying Sean Murphy can't turn around next year. As the 3-1 swing. Ball's lifted. Got underneath it a bit. Lazy fly ball in the left field. F7 in your scorecard. Nemo on the catch. 1 away. I don't remember the last time we saw you here, Mark. I thought we've figured out your old fair weatherness. You'd quit on the Braves. I guess there's nowhere to turn since you're a Dolphins fan. So you're like, screw it, I'll come back to the Braves. First pitch on the way is a sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The thing about Murphy is, I'm not saying he can't turn around. I think the injury had a lot to do with him getting off to a bad start. But nonetheless, he's barely hitting 200. And the idea that he's getting even at bats is the 0-2. Up high misses, 1-2. I get it if you've got a day game after a night game, but d'Arnaud should be getting at least 2/3 of the bats, and I really think it should be a little more than that. The 1-2. Chop foul, we'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. Well, hope all is well there, Mark. But considering I got a feeling we're going to see Murphy in the lineup tomorrow night. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and it hops behind Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo poorly played that ball. That'll be an E7. Short hopped him. There comes a point when you're out there in the outfield, you either have to go for it or you got to retreat, and he kind of got caught in the middle. The ball ricocheted behind him. I'm pretty sure it hit his glove. If it didn't hit his glove, they may not even give him an error, but I would think they would. First pitch to Arcia is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The only way they give that a double is they're just trying to help pat the score sheet. The 1-0 down and in, 2-0. Right now they have it listed as a double. That is not a double. That's a lot of things. That is not a double. Runner at second, 1 out. The 2-0 to Arcia. Swing. Chops it foul. If we could teach some of these pitchers to bunt, I would be all in favor of Travis d'Arnaud DHing for either Arcia or Murphy. 2-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. Swing. Chops it over towards the third base side, but a couple of feet foul, 2-2. Arcia, when he gets into one, can still put a charge into it. He's batting .220, not quite as bad as Murphy. The 2-2. Swing. Slaps it back foul. The problem with Arcia, though, if you watch him night in, night out, so last year, which was a career year for him, I get it, but he was hitting the ball to all areas of the field. And now he's trying to yank everything down the left field line. The 2-2. Inside. 3-2. I'm a little surprised teams even pitch him inside. So a full count, and you got the man of the hour on deck, Michael Harris II. He's 3 for 3 with the home run and 2 RBI. The payoff pitch. Swing. Dribbles it over to short. That'll be an easy 6-3 put out, 2 down. Two away, and Michael Harris II comes to the plate. But realistically, your best batting order is essentially what you have tonight. I would still like to see Whit Merrifield get in to the action. Keep the rust off of his bat. First pitch on the way is four-seamer, 99, just off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-lefty, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Yeah, I saw your note, Noah. When the Diamondbacks start, we are planning on putting their score in the bottom left corner, just not where it's going to block anything, but we'll put the small score in there. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. They're not starting for another 40 minutes, I believe. My math's right. So a 1-2 count. Brazabon trying to get out of the jam. Braves lead at 5-0. You'd love to get that runner home. Harris, 3 for 3 on the night. Another single would score. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, man. He went fishing for that one. Good night, Irene. That'll end the inning. We get one on, but can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So I told my psychiatrist I was hearing voices in my head. He said I don't have a psychiatrist.
I'm going to UCLA because my wife went to UCLA Med School. Shout out, Tran. You completely hold. That's her last name. That's her last name. Relax, ESPN. How dare you?
Armchair.
Is you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Is you crying?
Go on, leave me alone. You know I'm watching the game. No, I'm not crying.
I told you they was finna lose. I don't know why you acting like this.
Why is you talking about my business? Why is you talking about my business? They cheated, though. They cheated. They cheated. When they lose, don't talk to me for the rest of the week. Why is you bothering me?
Whoa, what about the wristbands? You act like they finna throw you in the game to save the last couple of points for you.
Would you leave me alone? Would you leave me alone?
You don't even cry for me like this.
I only known you for 2 months. It's been my team for 22 years.
It is especially fitting that today, in the midst of baseball's most exciting event, the World Series, we pause to honor Jackie Robinson.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. I would just like to say that I was really just a spoke in the wheel of the success that we had some 25 years ago. I would like to also say that I would be a real pleasure if Mr. Rickey could have been here with us today, but to the members of the family, my entire love and gratitude for the things that he's done over the years. And I also want to say how pleased I am that my family can be here this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Spencer Schwellenbach fires the first pitch, cutter on the outer edge. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 5, Mets nothing, top of the 7th. You'd love to get an extra inning or so out of Schwellenbach. The 0-1 swing fouls it back. 0-2. 5 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Braves. As of right now, no runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Mets. Should be 2 errors, but little home cooking for Gio's double. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night, Chris Sale night. And then if game 3 is played in the series with Hurricane Helene bearing down towards Atlanta, is the 1-2. Fouled back. Rattled off the mask of Esterbrook again. That would be Max Fried. So it's Peterson versus Sale tomorrow night, and Max Fried versus Benaya on Thursday night. Winker 0 for 2 on the day. The 1-2 pitch to Jesse. Swing, rips it back up the middle, off the glove of Schwellenbach. He fires it over to first. As Orlando Arcia gets the ball off of the ricochet of Schwellenbach's glove, bare hands it, and guns down Winker. What a night. 6-3 on the putout, 1 away. That ball was smoked up the middle. Usually that doesn't work out for you. Usually if the pitcher puts the glove up and he doesn't make the play, everything going the Braves' way so far. First pitch on the way, swung on and blasted into right field. That may not come down. Nope, that's going to go over the wall, and it's 5-1. New York has gotten on the board. A solo shot by Vientos here in the top of the 7th. That short portion there in right field, just below the chop house, it just snuck over the wall. It was a fastball, got way too much of the zone. 4-seamer. I think he was just trying to get one over. That just got over the wall. Man. Back to work is Schwellenbach. First pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Coming in, making the catch is Eli White, who has come on for Jorge Soler, 2 down. If you have been following the Braves, they've been doing that quite a bit. Jorge Soler comes out of the game when the Braves have a lead, 7th inning and on. Eli comes in for defensive purposes. Francisco Alvarez comes to plate. He's 0 for 2. Ground outs. First pitch on the way, swung on. Foul back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Looked like the splitter on the intercut. So an 0-2 count. Infield is back into the left. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So they get one across, but we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country. Your Atlanta Braves lead at 5-1 against the Mets.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right. to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I need some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a sweeper outside the zone from Ottavino. It's 1-0. Adam Ottavino must have missed something in the break. What are you asking about, Mark? The 1-0? In the dirt, 1-1. I haven't had time to read the chat like I normally do. We've got several different stations carrying us tonight, and I keep getting messages from them. The 2-0. Swing, fouls it back, 2-1. So 2-1 count. Braves lead at 5-1. I'm guessing Schwellenbach is done because he's getting high fives in the dugout. He threw 87 pitches. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, lifted, down the line. The bat came out of the out of Ozzie's hand towards the tarps. That bat really went. You don't normally see the bat go that far. It went all the way down to the tarps. It just missed the tarps by maybe 2 feet. Normally it goes straight back or off to the side. That one, Ozzie threw that like a javelin. So a 2-2 count. Yeah, he's a radio listener. Mark has been listening for years. The 2-2. Brings it. Swing. That ball's lifted into short. Making the catch is Acuna. One away. I mean, the Braves either have to trade for Acuna's brother or they need to get him traded out of the division. I can't look at this for the next 15 years. Nobody on, one out, and Marcell Ozuna, who parked one into the right field seats, stands in. First pitch on the way. Slice foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. He's usually in most of our fantasy leagues, Mark. The 0-1 pitch. Up top. 1-1. 1-1 count. Marcell 1 for 3. The pitch from Ottavino, ex-New York Yankee, now met. The 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. Adam Ottavino, when he first came to the Yankees, I know I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again every series we see him in a Mets jersey. The 2-1. Outside wide, 3-1. Ottavino, who got to realize something, he was born in New York City. He wasn't new to the city of New York. He knew the culture there. He was drafted by the Cardinals way back in 2006 out of Northeastern College. He's 38 years old now. It's a 3-1 pitch. Outside wide, but called for a wide strike, full count. Pitched with Colorado after leaving the Cardinals. Pitched 1 year for the Cardinals, then pitched for Colorado from 2012 all the way to 2018. Signed as a free agent with the Yankees in 2019, and famously said when he first arrived, one of his first interviews, the payoff pitch to Ozuna, outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first, 1 on, 1 out. And he famously told a reporter in New York, wearing pinstripes, born in New York City, Adam Ottavino famously said that he would strike out Babe Ruth in 3 pitches because he wasn't that good because he played 100 years ago, is essentially what he said, right? First pitch on the way to Olsen is swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The guy that would strike out Babe Ruth with 3 pitches has a 4.7 ERA this year, a 3.51 lifetime, which for a reliever is not outstanding. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Swing. Lifts it down the left field side, but looks like Nemo will be under it. He'll make the catch. 2 away. If you're wanting to know who has clicked so far, if you did the pick to click, we pretty much say you have to either grab 2 bags or a bag and an RBI, a bag and a run. We're not overly critical of a click. Tonight, you would say that Urshela technically clicked because they called that a double. It's first pitch to Eli White's down and away. It's 1-0. In theory, Arcia clicked. He had a run and a hit. Michael Harris second definitely clicked. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a home run. The 1-0. Right there on the outer edge. 2-0. You would say Ozzie clicked. Definitely Ozuna clicked. Technically, Olsen clicked. He didn't have a great night, but he did grab 2 bases. The 1-1 swing chops it hard over to third. Good play by Vientos. He'll fire over to first. The speedy White out by about a foot or so, and that'll end the inning. Braves put 1 on, but lead 5-1. Time to buckle down in the bullpen here in Braves country.
Like 7 years ago, I hit my hand on a chop saw blade. It was as it was slowing down. There was no guard on the chop saw. So I hit my hand on it as it was slowing down. It took a big old chunk out of my hand. After it got stitched up and it healed and the stitches got taken out, this showed up and I started freaking out. It's cancer. They're going to have to amputate. I'm going to die. And after the nurse stopped laughing at me and caught her breath, she informed me that it's just scar tissue.
It's whiskey.
Smells awful.
Well, all whiskey smells awful.
Then why do people drink it?
Well, it's like when grown-ups have a party. They drink it to have a good time.
Gee, if it's a party, don't they have a good time anyway?
Well, grown-ups have a harder time having a good time than kids do.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but stop grounding your kids from their online games. Log into those games and get them banned.
25 years after his historic debut, Jackie Robinson agreed to throw out the first ball of the 1972 World Series. He was just 53, but diabetes had dimmed his sight. Heart disease had slowed his step. Jackie Robinson died 10 days later. In his autobiography published after his death, Robinson recalled playing in his first World Series game. There I was, the black grandson of a slave, the son of a black sharecropper, part of a historic occasion, a symbolic hero to my people. But I must tell you that it was Mr. Ricky's drama and that I was only a principal actor.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Beavers reporting that the Cleveland Guardians have won. We should give them a bye, which is big because, I mean, it seemed inevitable, but the big thing is that means Houston has to play in the first round. First pitch on the way to Lil Acuna is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. It's funny, their mannerisms are so much like, they must have been like peas and carrots hanging out as kids. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. Even they don't look that much alike, but their facial expressions. Acuna and Little Acuna. The 1-1 misses high, 2-1. Little Acuna 0 for 2 on the night. Haven't gotten a strong word of when they expect possibly Francisco Lindor to come back. They thought he was going to be back over the weekend. It's a 2-2 swing, 2-1 swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Fastball down the pipe. The 2-2 from Jimenez. Swing. Chops it up the middle. And that's going to be off the glove of Arcia. And that, I don't know if they'll call that an error, but oh my goodness. Ozzie Albies just hit the ground. He's shaking his hand. We cannot take this again. Think he's okay. He was bending out of the way. He just gave the thumbs up to the dugout that he's okay. He was trying to get out of the way of Arcia. Boots another ball. I mean, I think that's got to be an error. Which would be his second on the night. First pitch on the way from Jimenez is a slider up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Iglesias, the batter. You do have the option, if you needed to go get our Iglesias out of the pen early. The 0-1. 95 outside wide, 1-1. I'm still a little surprised they didn't put Schwellenbach out there for one more inning. He was at 87 pitches, pitching finale. He gave it the 1 home run, but other than that was pretty much flawless. 7 innings, 4 Ks, a walk, a run, and 3 hits. The 1-1 swung on, foul back, 1-2. Merrifield could play. I don't want Ozzie getting hurt for Merrifield to play. The 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. 95 misses high, 2-2. Top of the order. 1 on, nobody out. They are calling that a base hit. That's very generous by the scorekeeper. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it foul. Down the third base side. We'll do it again. Might have been a tough play, but that's a play that Arcia makes 99 times out of 100. He's just having a bad night in the field. The 2-2 from Jimenez. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him up top. High heat in the kitchen. 1 away. Good pitch by Jimenez. Looked like he missed his mark, though, but we'll take it. Travis was set up on the outside, and that was in the inside corner up high. Nonetheless, 1 away. I would just, with the whole thing with Merrifield, I would like to see him get at bats at the beginning of the game. Is the first pitch on the way from Jimenez up top to Nimmo is out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. And then work Gio and start him at third. Get him at bats at the beginning of the game, and after the second or third at bat, then bring Gio in for defense if you have the lead. The 1-0. Swung on, popped back foul, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead this one 5-1. Unless the Mets make a comeback, they'll save Diaz for tomorrow night. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 95 up top, 1-2. It's critical to get a lead in these games against the Mets because when they finally have a chance to unload Diaz, he's probably going 2 innings, which really shortens the game. The 1-2 from JJ. Change up, down and in, 2-2. On deck for the Mets is Marte in the hole. Pete Alonso, big spot here in the game. Braves lead by 4. 1 on, 1 out. The 2-2 from Jimenez. Swing, ripped it over to first. It's off the glove of Olsen. He's going to have to dive at first. He'll make the play. 2 down. Big play by Olsen. That ball was smoked. And he had to get the ricochet off his glove in foul territory, turn and dive, tap the bag with his glove. No real chance to get Acuna at second and no need to cause a big inning. Gets the second out, and that's the key thing there. Good play by Olsen to stick with that. That ball was absolutely drilled. Look on the Statcast. That ball was off the bat at 114 miles an hour. One hopped off the glove. Two down, and Marte, the batter now. After a big out number 2 here in the 8th. First pitch to Starlin. Swing and a miss, 94 up top. 0-1. Marte batting .268. 0 for 3 on the night. 3 ground outs, all to the left side of the infield, 2 to short, 1 to third. The 0-1. Drifts a slider there on the inner cut, 0-2. He's always had a lot of power to right field for a right-hander. And he is absolutely jacked. You see the celebration the other night where they ripped his shirt off? That dude is jacked. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. But he didn't get jack on that one. We'll head to break. Bottom of the 8th we go. Let's get some insurance. Laureano leads us off.
Just got invited to an event that starts at 8 p.m. I'm sorry, but not all of us are on cocaine.
How you doing, Ace?
Anybody been on base?
Nobody.
Nobody?
This I ain't seen much of.
Me neither.
I never have. What's the matter?
I don't know if I have anything left.
You just throw whatever you got, whatever's left. The boys are all here for you. We'll back you up. We'll be there. Because we don't stink right now. We're the best team in baseball right now, right this minute, because of you. You're the reason. We're not going to screw that up. We're going to be awesome for you right now. Just throw. All right? Come on.
I just met someone whose name was Hanna, and I said, "Oh, Hannah," and she said, "No, Hannah." I'm hanging on by a thread, people. I cannot do this.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
I don't know of anybody besides Robinson who could have done what he did. Many of the black players, Reggie Jackson, for example, said later, he's the only one of us who could have done it. Robinson, Mr. Rickey told him he'd have to turn the other cheek. And as Mr. Rickey said, it wasn't long before he didn't have any other cheek to turn. It just had simply been beat off. I think that they said that Robinson died from diabetes and other things. I think he died from the load he carried.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Left-hander Danny Young will come on to pitch. 4.79 ERA. He's really a left-handed specialist. When he goes lefty-lefty, he's pretty nasty. I think they're just trying to get him some work. He hasn't pitched in a few days. First pitch on the way to Laureano is a sweeper outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. He'll be asked to get 3 right-handed batters out in this inning. The 0-1 brings it down and in, 1-1. Looking at the Mets bullpen, if they don't grab the lead or make it tied or something of that nature, they're trying to protect the fact that they don't have to pitch Diaz. And is the 1-1 from Young. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. They'd be trying to keep Budo out of the game as well. Raziel Iglesias is warming up in the Braves pen. If the Braves could tack on some runs, we could save him for tomorrow. The 1-2. Swing, ripped down the left field line, but plenty foul. Got out in front of that Bender. Say the best arms that they have in that bullpen that they want to try to keep out of the mix tonight is obviously Diaz and Budo. Budo is really their setup guy nowadays. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. And it's pretty interesting. The lefty Alex Young would be their big one on the left side, the 2-2. Swing, ripped it over to first, but line drive caught by Pete Alonso. One away. Matone is another one, but he can be gotten to. There's a reason why the Astros let him go. He's got a 3.54 ERA, and he's got all the experience in the world. But the last few years, he's been very gettable. First pitch to Travis d'Arnaud is right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. He started with the Tampa Bay Rays this year, had a 4.58 ERA, came over to the National League, and maybe it's been a lack of people seeing him as much, but he dropped his ERA in the National League to 2.1 in the last 25 innings. Pitch on the way in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 2-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night. Chris Sale night. 7:20 first pitch. The 2-1 from Young. Down and away, wide, low strike, 2-2. That's an 8th inning strike if I've ever seen one. The 2-2 to d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud's not going to say anything. He wants those calls next inning with a 4-run lead. The 2-2. Up top, caught looking, strike 3. That one was in the zone. You got to swing the bat there, Travis, 2 away. Orioles 4-1. They lead the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. Taking a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. Games of interest. Cleveland 6-1 over the Reds. Brewers beat the Pirates 7-2. Tigers still hanging around. They beat the Rays 2-1. Love to see Detroit make the playoffs. First pitch to Urshela is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Diamondbacks and Giants are getting underway here in a bit. We may be off the air by then. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. Rangers and A's. No interest there, but they do start at 9:40. Astros 4-3 over the Mariners. That game has little relevance now. The Astros will run away with the division and play in the first round. They'll host the first round. 2-1 count to Urshela after the ball down and away. Twins trail the Marlins 4-1 in Minnesota. They're falling apart. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Chops it over to third. Tough play, but they'll make it. 5-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning. Your Atlanta Braves and eyeglasses coming out of the pen with a 4-run lead.
Yo, I guess I'm going to need to be the one to explain to all of the 40-year-old people and above, so 40 plus. Yo, you guys keep sending out these thumbs up emojis. Yo, we depict the thumbs up as a it's rude. You're rude.
All right, those of you that had thumbs up emoji on your bingo from hell card, go ahead and mark it off, because that's the world we now live in. Younger generations are offended, bothered by, consider rude, triggered by a thumbs up emoji.
So, for example, if you spend $100 and you get a $10 reward, you just made $10.
That's not accurate. That's not how that works.
Yeah, because now in a future purchase, you just saved yourself $10. If you return an item at the store, you just earn money. So if you return something and buy something at the same time, it was free.
I feel like.
Or this one's so good. Like if you go to Starbucks or Dunkin' and you use your app, you scan and pay, it's free because that money was already there.
I'm never gonna have money.
What do you mean?
This is your mindset when you go to a store?
This is just how girl math works.
Girl math isn't a thing!
Armchair.
In 1973, a period of Watergate turmoil in Washington. In October, the Reds were playing the Mets in the National League Championship Series, and Potter Stewart was hearing, I won't quite say listening to, oral arguments in the Supreme Court, and he had a law clerk feeding him information on what was going on elsewhere. And at one point, the clerk handed him a slip of paper, and on it said, "Cranepool flies to right, Agnew resigns."
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. In case you missed the news earlier, went over it very briefly before the game started, but Austin Riley appears to be out for the season. Brian Snooker now say we put it on your screen. We'll take it down here in 1 second. A CT scan of his broken hand showed that it wouldn't heal fast enough to be available during the postseason if needed. Now, I did see that something noted on there later on as the first pitch on the way to Alonso is swung on and banged deep down the right field line. In the corner making the catch is the Book of Eli, one away. I can tell you right now, Soler trips over his shoelaces and face plants, and that's a leadoff double if he's in the game. But I did see something that said that is the guesstimation. There is an outside chance if they went deep into the playoffs, though not likely, he could possibly recover, but they're not pushing it. First pitch on the way to Winker. Check swing is into the glove of Ozzie. He flips it glove to Olsen. 4-3 put out. Quickly 2 down. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. You'd love this for Iglesias, who might be needed if there are 3 games this week in all 3 games. Two down. Vientos, who is the only offense for the Mets tonight. He had a solo shot in the 7th inning as the batter. The 0-1 pitch is followed up by a slider outside wide. It's 1-1. Iglesias, 5th pitch of the night, the 1-1. Swing, pops it up, high in the sky, shallow right field. Eli calling off Olsen. That'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. I don't think there's any doubt in the world who the player of the game is. Michael Harris. Money Mike. 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs will take home player of the take player of the game honors home. Braves win it 5-1, a big game 1 win. They pull within 1 game of the New York Mets, and technically right now they have the tiebreaker. They have won 6 of the 11 games played between the Mets and the Braves. We will be back at it tomorrow night And one of these games, I just have to see what the weather's like. One of these games, we are planning on doing a Braves Country Tonight Postgame Show, probably tomorrow night, assuming we get a win. Braves win this one, and then you look at what the standings will look like when we wake up tomorrow morning. We are a game behind the Mets, and right now we would be a game behind the Diamondbacks if the Diamondbacks do play. Tomorrow morning you're either going to wake up still a game and a half behind Arizona, or San Francisco could pull off the win. And they've got Logan Webb pitching tonight. We would then be just a half game behind Arizona. 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Mets. Atlanta Braves now 1 game back. And it's Chris Sale night tomorrow night. Y'all have a great night, Braves country.
You're in Braves country.